I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
Huh. When you're madly in love and believe love can overcome anything, you end up seemingly stuck in a screwed up relationship. You feel used up, broken, and unable to figure out how to move forward, much less able to move forward.
I am Markera Featherstrong, the Red Flag Terminator.
And well, here's how I got started terminating red flags. It took me 9 long-ass years, but I did it. It took 9 years because I was determined to honor my marriage vows. I was sticking to my guns. He was my man, and I was going to stand beside him. But at what cost? My mental health, my kids' emotional well being. The final time I left wasn't the only time I had left, but it was the time I knew I wasn't going to change my mind. Just a reminder before I drop these 3 tips, hit that like, share, and subscribe button to stay tuned for more videos like this one. The 3 things that finally came together for me were, and this was after we got professional help in various ways and through various avenues. Number 1, I analyzed the relationship history in my family and the people I grew up around. I looked at what I knew about these relationships and the shit that had been put up with. This helped decipher and dismantle my views on commitment, marriage, and relationships in general. Why was I determined to keep this personal hell going? What made me obligated to keep trying to make it work? Religious conditioning? Fear of being alone? Did I think that I deserved to be going through this? Did I not deserve the love of a lifetime? I journaled, I cried, I talked, I cried. I carried on lifing every day. I cried. I mothered my babies and cried some more. Look, I didn't say it was easy, but I did it. Number 2, I looked at my kids. Was my subconscious goal of not ever being a single mother worth the repeated trauma I was taking them through? They were 7 and 4, and covering up their father's crap was getting more difficult for me. I always remember having heard Dr. Phil one day saying it was better for kids to be from a broken home than to be part of a broken home. Meaning it was better to take them away from a traumatic setting than continue to raise them in one. What example would I be setting if I remained with their father? Was I teaching my daughter to sacrifice her well-being for someone incapable of properly putting their family first? Was I teaching my son that you can do anything in a relationship and smooth the hurt over with a there, I'm sorry, you know I love you? Pump the flickin' brakes. Nope. Hard pass for me. Next. I wrote out a game plan and knew who had my back. My closest friends and my boss at the time all stepped in ways I am forever grateful for. Whether it was help with groceries, taking the kids out so I can catch a minute to myself, or taking me out to forget it all, it was all hands on deck. Going from a 2-income home to a 1-income home with a few new bills we had taken on a few months prior was definitely overwhelming. I struggled for a bit. Eventually, I found my way though. Like I said, it wasn't easy. I would pick up the phone at 3 a.m. and other odd hours, dialing up my nearest and dearest, only for them to pick up and hear me sobbing on the other end, unable to find appropriate words. And that's another thing, having a village and knowing your tribe. Knowing I was supported went hand in hand with knowing that if I wasn't doing it for myself at first, I was doing it for my babies. They are who kept me going and kept me smiling and still do. But yeah, that's how I left my fucked up marriage, doing some tough dot connecting and love redefining. So you can actually do the same by checking out my series Connecting the Dots. The link is in the description box. I'll catch you in the next one.